What's up? Sorry about that. Got another mail. So anyway, I made a statement in the other part two when I said that they don't feel Japanese. No, I didn't mean that they don't feel Japanese. I shouldn't have said that. That is only speculation. That's only what I think they feel. What they really feel, I don't know. I can only judge by what they I hear, or what not necessarily from them, but I don't know. I guess I must have heard it or something. I'm not sure. Or if I was in that situation, how I would feel or something like that. But basically, I shouldn't have said that because actually I don't know. But I do know that that they are attracted to African-looking features of black men or black men, whatever. Because pretty much you look around the world, all of us really do look alike and stuff like that. And it could be because of the excitement, the way we dress. The other day we was talking to this one white lady, and she was saying like where she lives at is no fun and stuff like that. And she was asking us, do we have fun, or is it boring to us? Or I think she said something like, is living in the countryside where you live at, is it boring to you? And my friend, he didn't say anything, but I looked there and I started laughing. And I said, we're black men. Black men always have fun. And she just started laughing and stuff, And it was, it was funny though. But that was really a stereotypic type of what is it? That was really stereotypic conversation, because black men don't always have fun, but I always have fun, but I didn't want to make it personal and stuff, so I just said, kept it generous, just said, black men always have fun. And she just started laughing. I'm afraid he thought that was funny too. But on the real though, when you do have children, if you do have children with people who look physically different from you, then your child will turn out physically different. And I guess some black people like it, don't care. Some people really abhor it in some way or whatever, and I don't know. It's just really interesting because that is a form of genocide, I guess. If there's this physical features that you're trying to get rid of, and by reproducing with women, who don't look exactly like you, who's not built exactly like you, then yeah, I guess that could be a destruction. But then at the same time, it could be, you still have the opportunity to marry a black woman and produce a baby by a black woman and still have those traits. So it's not like there is this downward spiral. It's not. The only downward spiral is religion. It's saying, well, you can only have babies by one woman and this and that. And by nature, that's not true. And even by nature, I mean, this is gonna just be something I'm just throwing out there. But maybe the nature that's within all of us that we can't help is maybe pushing you or pulling us, or forcing us back to the natural, whatever that's supposed to be. And by women, and when you're in a country, or you're in a situation where people are not subjected to the social training that we've had, that's going on by government or whatever, or the media, whomever is doing it, people are going to attract themselves, are going to be usually drawn to this, I guess, I don't know, I want to say, physical attraction, but it might not even be that. It might be just some type of a natural impulse or something like that, that's, that they need or they want, or something pulling towards. I have no idea, I really don't know what's going on. But anyway, a lot of us brothers, we sit around, we look at Japanese women, and I wouldn't even say Japanese women, just Asian women in period, because a lot of them are here. you know, we would always say, why don't they have butts like, you know, us, you know, they all flat and stuff, and we laugh, you know, and it's kind of funny, you know, because it's not an insult, it's just different, you know, just like, I guess, when, you know, white men or whomever, other men who don't have it, you know, might say, hey, you know, how can you say it? When they look at, you know, other people that got big butts, they might laugh, you know, and say things about them too. But I do know when you put your hands on them, all that laughing goes away, you know. But that's what any woman, you know, when you start touching me, your emotions start going, all that stuff goes away. But one thing that even me and my wife do with our kids, we'll look at them, and you know, my wife's butt is bigger than my kids. You know, it has a round shape, you know, bigger than my kids, and she'll say, like, do you think their butts you know, start to stick out, you know, later when they get older? Like, I don't know, I hope so, and especially for our daughter, you know, because, you know, she was saying, like, she hope it does, because she has one, you know, and we'll laugh about it, and a lot of people, they'll laugh about it, you know, and even Japanese women, you know, they'll walk up, you know, and talk to them, and they're like, wow, you have a nice butt, I wish mine was like that, you know, and that's just, it just gives more dimensions to a body, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just having a two-dimensional body, you know. I mean, you know, you have 3 dimensions of girls do, you know, because they have chests and stuff, but then the lower half is just only 2 dimensions, and some women like 3 dimensions stuff. Like, it's funny because, like, I got this one friend, and her and her sister butts are different. Her sister's kind of flat, and hers is a little, I mean, it's flat. We would look at it and say it's flat, but it's still rounded in her sister's. And like I said, a lot of us brothers, we talk about, you know, the Asian women, and say, wow, why they don't have any butts. Of course, we don't talk about the men, but we talk about the women say, wow, they have flat butts and stuff like that. But at the same time, though, is that girl was saying was telling me that when her parents, when they're at home and her sister walks around, that they always talk about the same thing. Why is her butt so flat? You know, and her butt it's not flat, but it does have a little, I mean, it's not way out there, but it does have some curves. Her sister has absolutely like zero curves and stuff like that. So, and they talk about it too. So I guess everyone talks about that. You know, you got, like, one day I was on the train, I saw this one Chinese family, and you know, everyone has had thin lips, but the youngest girl, you know, she was the cutest one too. You know, she had thick lips, you know, and I looked at all of them, and I looked at her, and my head kind of like jerked back, you know, and they immediately noticed that I noticed that, you know, and then they said they kind of like put their heads down and stuff, you know. I didn't say anything, you know, and just, you know, just sat there and, you know, stuff like that. So it's really interesting, though. And I know I'm supposed to be talking about the genocide, but what I'm saying is that, what do you mean when you talk about genocide and stuff? You know, if you just get rid of the physical traits, then is that what you mean? Because that gene that develops that is gone, and I don't know why it's like that, but you know, I'm sure there are studies and stuff that talks about it. But yeah, if you when you marry, that's why I say a lot to like guys. That's one thing why I don't advocate, you know, people coming out here and getting married to a Japanese woman unless they don't want children. You know, there are some people who don't want children, or they already got their own kids and they don't want to have any more, you know. And there are a lot of Japanese women here or women around the world who just single and they just want a man, you know, and not necessarily to take care of their kids, but, you know, some company and stuff, because it does get a little bit on the lonely side if you don't have friends or don't know how to enjoy, you know, the company that you're with. So that's about it, you know. I do have a lot more to talk about this. I could talk about this for a long time. But the whole thing is, you know, I'm not pushing this marry Japanese women thing. No, I'm not doing that, because I know once you marry, from my experience and from what I heard, it's like 90% of the men who do, foreign men who do marry Japanese women are not happy, you know. And a lot of guys that, and it's not so much that they're not happy because the women are bad or the sex stops or anything like that. It's just not, they're not happy because they misjudged, you know, what they thought was going to happen didn't turn out like that. And like I said, these women here are strong. You get some that are weak and stuff, you know, but majority of them are strong, and once they get used to you, they're just going to get back into their old habits and just do what they want to do, you know, because they're in their country, and that's just the way most of the people here do. And because we don't understand the culture, you know, and we only can reflect back to our own culture as guidance and stuff like that, then that's when a lot of problems are going to happen. And then, you know, sooner or later, you know, the guys that get upset and they divorce, you know, the women run off with the kids, or the fathers run off with their kids, and are fighting and things like that. So those things are real. Those are real, and I know those happen. So that's why in my videos I always say, come to Japan, experience how it feels to be in a country where the police don't look at you. People ain't running around calling you nigga this, nigga this, and calling you black this or black that. You don't know the language. If you know the language, some people might say it, but for the majority of the time, you know, they don't do that. You know, they might have their thoughts or whatever, but until you learn the language, you know, then you're not going to know. And then when you do learn the language, and if you speak it well, then you'll be accepted in their group, or you accept them in your group, or both of your groups mingle together, however you want to look at it, and things will turn out real good. You know, establish your business connections, your networking, then go home, change your neighborhoods. Okay, now I'm not saying when you go home you don't have to live in the neighborhood, but you can't go back and change. I can't go back to my neighborhood because Venus is pretty much gone. You know, white people came in there and they're developing it up, and a lot of people, black, whites, Mexicans, whoever were there that didn't have money, you know, and that's who are hampering the progress. They're getting out, you know, and there's a lot of things that's disappearing. You know, we had our chance, we were there to do things to build up, but you know, didn't take the advantage of the time we were there. So I can't go back. So I just make these videos and stuff, you know, to help my neighborhood of men, you know, around the world, you know. But I focus on black men, you know, because that's who I'm more. My identification is. But you know, we are all men go through the same problems. So that's why I said, you know, my videos are directed towards black men, but you know, they could be but they're for all men, you know. And you know, I have some things in here for women too, but it seems like the men are getting screwed. I wouldn't say that. Everyone's getting messed up. So anyway, that's about it, you know. This truck is noisy. And that's about it. So I'm running out of time, so I'll just go to 15 minutes. But like I said, though, a lot of people do talk about, you know, the flat butts, you know. And once you hear about, you know, when you start understanding the language, you hear how these girls be talking about each other's flat butts, and so especially when they're wearing those hot tight pants in the summertime and stuff, and you'll point and laugh and stuff, you know. And it's interesting, you know, because butts is a hot issue around the world, and if you got one, you know, that's shapely and whatever, then it's cool. But another thing too, a lot of brothers come out here to Japan, and because, you know, we don't see the sisters and stuff on TV and things like that, you know, we just get used to the ones here. And a lot of guys see Japanese women like, wow, these girls got some nice butts, oh, you got a big old butt. And you even get some brothers, I ain't lying, you get some brothers that say these Japanese girls have better butts, bigger butts than the women in the States. I'm like, huh? I'm like, man, you've been here way too long, and they haven't even been here as long as I have. And they're like, I'm like, no way. And I'm like, man, you need to go watch some MTV or some black videos, because they are lacking, you know. And it's just funny. But anyway, I'm out. Peace.